How did two brothers from Omaha, Nebraska, dismantle a billion-dollar Hollywood monopoly from the basement of a church? While the major motion picture studios of the early 1900s were busy erasing black faces from the silver screen, a secret cinematic revolution was brewing in the American Midwest, long before the world ever heard of a blockbuster. According to the Library of Congress's National Film Registry records, for the first 2 decades of the 20th century, African American audiences were essentially non-existent to the power players in Southern California. But where Hollywood saw a void, black entrepreneurs saw an empire. This wasn't just about entertainment, it was about the fundamental right to exist in the cultural narrative. Historical archives from the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture reveal that this demand triggered a gold rush of black-owned production companies. And here is the shock: they weren't in Hollywood. Ebony Films and the William Foster Studio were carving out a legacy in Chicago. The Norman Film Company was operating out of Jacksonville, Florida. Meanwhile, the Peter P. Jones Photoplay Company was proving that the Midwest was the true heartbeat of independent cinema. But the most pivotal moment occurred in 1916. As documented in the UCLA Film Television Archive, brothers Noble and George Johnson founded the Lincoln Motion Picture Company in Omaha. This was the first all-black movie production unit in the United States. They didn't have multi-million-dollar backlots or distribution deals with major theaters. Instead, they relied on what researchers call the church circuit. Their films, like The Realization of a Negro's Ambition, were screened in assembly halls and Sunday school basements. According to academic research published in the Journal of Film and Video, these special showings were the only places where black families could see themselves portrayed with dignity rather than the caricatures pushed by white studios. The major studios eventually took notice. By the late 1920s, records from the Paramount and Fox archives show they attempted to co-opt this success by creating race film units. They wanted the profit, but they lacked the soul. They tried to shape content to appeal to white and black audiences simultaneously, often diluting the very authenticity that made the Lincoln Company so revolutionary. The Johnson brothers eventually went their separate ways due to the crushing weight of production expenses, but their failure was actually a blueprint. Historical census records from the 1940s show that by mid-century, the movement the Johnsons started had exploded. Literally hundreds of movies, from musical featurettes to long-form dramas, were proliferating across northern cities and the South. As the great scholar W.E.B. Du Bois once noted, "Art is not simply a matter of beauty, it is a weapon." The Lincoln Motion Picture Company was the first to sharpen that weapon. They proved that when a system ignores you, the most radical thing you can do is build your own system from scratch. I want to ask you a serious question. In an era of digital streaming and social media, do you think we have truly achieved the narrative independence the Johnson brothers dreamed of in 1916? Or are we still just renting space in someone else's house? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to see a real debate on ownership versus inclusion. If this piece of hidden history shocked you, hit that like button and share this with someone who still thinks Hollywood started everything. Follow for more deep dives into the archives of the pioneers who refused to be silenced.